Hello besties, welcome back to another video by me, Sahar Dahi, on the YouTube. And you're probably wondering, whoa, what is going on? Because if you've been keeping up with my videos for like the last 4 or 5 weeks, you would know that I've been doing vlogs and we're doing weekly videos every Wednesday at 4 p.m. EST. And I've been very consistent with keeping up with it, and I hope you guys are proud of me. I'm doing it for you, and I've really loved the vlogs, and I hope you guys like the vlogs. Anyone who does watch my vlogs just know I love you so much, and I really do appreciate you, because I love making vlogs, and the fact that you guys would even want to see my life regularly makes me so happy, and I truly love it. But this week I thought we would do something a little different. It's something I've been wanting to do, and I thought it'd be fun. You guys are always asking for my advice on certain situations, and I always want to help, but I'm always like, I feel like I always generalize it into girl talks and talk about like general things. But I was like, what if we just started doing like an advice column? Maybe not every week, but every once in a while we'll take a break from the vlogs and we'll do an advice column video where you guys can tell me your very specific situations and we can just talk about it. And we're gonna call it Sahars Advice because it's my advice, and it'll just be like a little series. It'll never be anything particular. Like if it's gonna be like with the girl talks, I always try to narrow it down to a few things. With this, we're just gonna say whatever y'all are going through, I'm gonna read some of it and we're gonna go through it. So a little disclaimer, just remember I am no professional by any means. I'm no type of therapist. I have no degree for anything. This is just my personal advice from my personal experience. If it resonates with you, take it. If it doesn't, do not take it. And we have Chimmy here. Chimmy, we love Chimmy, to help us out while I give you guys some advice. I asked you guys to DM me on Instagram or to respond in my community notes. So follow me on Instagram if you haven't already, and you can DM me your things and I can potentially put them in a video, or just keep up with the community. And there will be times where I'm like, tell me things that you guys want me to help you with, and then it'll be a Sahar's advice video. So let's get right into it. This one comes from Rashida. Hi girly, would love advice on this one in one of your videos. I feel like I always make myself smaller in group situations to give others space to shine, but that's becoming detrimental to my confidence and contributing to group dynamics, which means I struggle to make an impression on guys I might have crushes on. Thoughts and opinions would be appreciated. So listen, I've been there so many times. I definitely understand trying to bring myself down in order to help other people have their moment to shine, but you have to remember that more than one person can shine at a time, okay? Just because you're shining doesn't take away from anyone else's shine. It's like, just because one person's pretty doesn't mean you're not pretty. Just because someone's funny doesn't mean you're not funny. Like, we can all shine together. There's so much attention and love to go around. I'm gonna be honest with you, whenever I've had those situations where I feel like I have to hold myself back and I've put myself in situations where I need to make myself smaller, it's because the people around me have made me feel like what I am when I'm shining and when I'm big is not enough. Because of that, I feel like I need to small myself because they make me feel bad about being myself. So really dive into what actually that is. Are you actually making yourself smaller to make other people shine, or are people making you feel like you need to be smaller because what you are when you're shining is like not good enough? Personally, when I've been in those situations, I find that I end up always ending the friendship. Maybe they're not the one for you. In general, I would just say be yourself, be your big, bold, shiny self, and the people who don't like it can leave, and the people who like it will come. And it attracts so many people when you're authentically yourself. When you're not yourself, I swear it just puts off bad vibes. Like, even if you're just like quiet and keeping yourself because you don't want to shine, I swear when you're not yourself, it's so clear and it throws everybody off. So just be you and let the people leave. It's not your fault that you're so shiny, okay? This one comes from Mia. I really need your advice. Me and this guy had been a thing for 6 months. We were really close and everything was perfect. One day I went to a theme park with some of my friends, including him. We hung out a little bit that day, but ended up separating. At the end of the day, he told me he was blocking me and just stopped talking to me. The thing is, the relationship was perfect and we never hurt each other in any way. At first, I thought it was a joke, so I brushed it off. A month goes by and I'm still blocked. I tried to talk to him about it, but every time I did, he would just ignore me. So I texted him through a different number asking why he decided to stop talking to me. He told me it was for his own good. I was confused by that, but he just blocked me again. My friend had asked me if he still liked me and he said yes, but I didn't know why I would be blocked. A few months go by and we are starting to talk again, slowly go back to how we were before the blocking situation, and now we are sort of back to normal, but he still isn't ready for a relationship. This man sounds like the last person you should be dating. I'm gonna be so honest with you. What is going on? Blocking you for his own good? That makes no sense. Y'all are gonna find me saying this so much in these Sahar's advice videos. If a guy likes you, you'll know. If he doesn't, you will be confused. Because what do you mean I blocked you for my own good and ignored you and acted like I hated you because I like you so much? Let's be so honest here. This man ain't shit and you deserve better. he likes you, but he blocks you. Unless he has like a secret other girlfriend or something, nothing is adding up to me. He sounds like trash, and I feel like you're gonna be walking around with a headache for the next however long you and this guy are together, okay? If I'm being honest with you, I think get rid of him as fast as humanly possible. See, moments like this, y'all are gonna be like, yeah, she doesn't really know what she's talking about. I'm just saying my opinion. It's just Sahar's advice, not requirements. You seem like such a sweet girl, and you deserve a man who isn't gonna block you because he likes you. Next, this is from Richa. 2 of my friends are mad at me and I don't know what I did to upset them. At first, they gave me small hints that they're mad at me. Like, for example, they both sent me a snake emoji and then blocked me. I then apologized to them and asked maybe if I could know what I did wrong to improve as a friend in the future because I genuinely don't know what I did. They still won't tell me and will just leave me on red. I don't know what to do about it and I'm scared to talk to them in person. Also, one of the friends who blocked me was not a good friend to me a few years ago, but I forgave her and now it feels like she hates me. These friends ain't either. Just like that guy, just like me as man, they're in the same category of ain't. I want to guess that you're in middle school. Okay, this sounds like middle school stuff or like early high school. Like this is how I remember me being in middle school. My guess is maybe somebody made up something that you said, or maybe you said something about someone and why are they throwing snakes? That's usually like you shocked or you told someone something like that happened. But regardless, I feel like if they were actually your friends, real friends would at least tell you what you did wrong. You said she wasn't a good friend to you a few years ago, and now she's proving again to you that she's not a good friend. So no, you deserve friends that love you the way you are and who would tell you why they're mad at you and not just act like this. These are not games that you want to play, Richa. Why? My mature response would be just try to actually get some communication out of them. Just be like, I just really want to understand what I did wrong. And if they're not telling you, like, done. Bye. Cut them off. Find new friends. You will find friends who will tell you when you mess up and not send you snake emojis and block you. This comes from Meg. I love you. Thank you for your sweet message at the beginning saying that I'm your favorite YouTuber ever. I love you. So basically, I have this really close friend. Like, we've been good friends for almost 3 years now, and I would consider her my best friend. And I know she thinks of me that way too. But lately, I feel like we've been growing apart because she never makes an effort to hang out with me. It takes a long time to text me back and doesn't ever really ask me how I'm doing with more serious stuff. I know it sounds like she's a bad friend, but I think it's genuine because she's never had a deep friendship like this before, and I'm just really stuck on how to talk to her about it without seeming condescending or rude. Anyways, love you, thanks. I love you, Meg, okay? The way there's been a charger on my couch this whole time. Y'all weren't gonna tell me. Friendships are really like complicated like this. I still struggle with them so much, and every time I give advice on friendship stuff, I had a situation kind of like this where I got really, really close to a girl, like very, very close. Like we were traveling together, we'd stay in the same hotel together, and like I'd FaceTime her all, like we lived in like completely different countries and we'd FaceTime all the time, and I talked to her about all my shit. She talked to me about all her shit. Like I sat there and listened to all of her boy problems all the time, gave her so much patience, and then she just cut me out of nowhere, and it was just really off-putting. Again, the biggest thing I learned from that is you need communication. And even my other friends would tell me if she respected you, she should have at least spoken to you about what happened or why she's being the way that she is. The best thing you can do in situations like this is make the person feel comfortable enough to be vulnerable with you. So make them feel as though they are in a safe space to speak to you about the things that are bothering them, but also you deserve friends who communicate stuff with you. It's okay if they're busy. It's okay if they're having like bad mental health stuff. It's okay if they don't want to talk about it, but especially if you are overthinking it and you have communicated it to them. First step, if you haven't communicated that this has been causing you anxiety, it's been stressing you out, do that. Tell them that this has been bothering you, why it's been bothering you. Tell them the things you've been noticing. After that, you've kind of done your part, and next it's kind of their responsibility as your friend who respects you to tell you what you did wrong and why they're doing what they're doing. Make sure to even just mention, like, if you're going through some things, if you are just overwhelmed, like if you don't know how to navigate this friendship and you just want some space, that's okay too. But please just let me know so that I feel like we're okay. You know, validate how they're feeling. Like, if you're feeling like this, that's okay. If you're stressed, if you just need space, that's okay. But please just tell me so that I'm not overthinking and I'm not stressing myself. And that's the best you can do. And hopefully, fingers crossed, they will give you that energy back. My guess is she's probably just going through some shit, because when I'm going through shit, I don't really want to talk to anybody, and I kind of pull away from everyone a little bit. And my friends kind of just know that if I'm being really distant and cold, it's usually because I'm going through it myself. So just be there for your friend. If it's more than just that, clearly, and she's not communicating to you, you deserve friends that would communicate when something's wrong. Guys, the cold season means it's chapped lip season. So if you're ever looking at my lips being like, why are they so chapped? Mind your business, okay? Next one comes from Hanya. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but Hanya, I love you. Your message is so sweet at the beginning. Thank you so much, okay? You are the sweetest ever. I have a crush on a guy I work with. His name is Josh. We kind of had a thing where he would flirt with me and I didn't really acknowledge it at first because I liked someone else at the time. But once I was over the other person, I started noticing that Josh is maybe actually cuter than I thought. Relatable. So I would flirt back, but the thing with me is that I'm really shy and I can't really express how I feel to a point where I would do anything so the other person doesn't find out I like them, so I'm not sure if he got the green signal or not. But anyways, we only see each other at work and we don't work in the same department, so we can't really talk much. Okay, listen, so relatable because that's actually me, and I'm the type where like as soon as I like a guy, like actually for real, like you, it's over. I'm literally like when I don't like a guy, I'm just like eye contact, touch, this, that, la da 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 da, whatever. But then the second I like them, I'm like they'll walk by and I'll just like, they'll like be talking to me and I'm like, I can't do it. I can't. When I actually like a guy, I turn into a stick. But I think if you're shy, because I was also really shy growing up and flirting did not come natural to me. I have been told I got riz now. So as the Rizzler, let me give you guys some advice. There's ways to flirt without talking, okay? You don't have to be talkative to flirt. Flirting tip number 1, eye contact. Hold eye contact with him whenever he's talking, and boys get so shy when you hold eye contact with them, okay? Like if you just stare long enough, they'll break it. It's like a competition. Who can hold the eye contact longest? And guess who's winning? It's me. And then number 2, touch. Touch is also your best friend. Just like little touches here and there. There's so many ways to make slight touch, eye contact, and laugh. Laugh at their stupid jokes. Guys aren't funny, okay? We know this. Men are not funny. But if you laugh and you make them think that they're funny, they're gonna be like, oh my God, I'm in love with her. She thinks I'm so funny. She laughs at everything I say, ha 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 ha. But in reality, you're just doing it to flirt. It's like beauty is pain, flirting is pain. You do things you don't want to do. And you know what else you can also do? You need to suggest little things. If he's like, oh, like the sushi place is so good, la da da, you need to be like, oh, we should go there. No actual plan, but just say it. That's flirty. And that's how you make them be like, oh, she wants to hang out with me. As the female Rizzler, those are my tips. Now, let's go to YouTube. This is from ESO Rain. Advice on how to get out of a friendship that I've been trying to leave, because the fact is, I'm just being used. It goes back a long time and we share a lot of jokes. I feel the reason it's so hard to get out of it is because of the history and also because I don't have the heart to say no when they ask to hang out. This person always complains and our conversations are too dull for me. It feels like our relationship is a carefully fabricated construct in which I don't have any emotions. I don't cry and my life is too good to complain about anything, and their life is so bad that I'm their therapist with all the right answers that is just there for advice that they don't have to take. It just feels like I'm obsolete and I've spent too much time of my life feeling that way to be okay with feeling that way even more. I've also been in your shoes, and again, this happened to me recently. It's such a complicated thing because whenever someone is going through things, you're kind of the bad guy if you don't stick around. Especially like when the story gets repeated to other people. Like if I go to someone, I'm like, yeah, they cut me off because I was going through shit. They're obviously gonna be like, what? Oh my God, what a terrible person. But friendships, you are not meant to take on the burden from everybody in your friendships, okay? That's not healthy friendships either. And friendships are supposed to be like give and take. Like I give, you take, you give, I take. Like it's supposed to be a balance of I got you, you got me in every sense, you know? You shouldn't feel like somebody's therapist. And I've been in those shoes, and I've also known as the friend who gives good advice. People come to me for things, and I appreciate that. That makes me feel very good, and it makes me feel like people respect my opinion, so I do like it, but to an extent, okay? I had this one friend who literally was obsessed with this guy, and I understand when you're obsessed with a guy, sometimes that's all you can talk about, but 24/7, she would just be talking about this guy to the point where I was starting to get sick of hearing his name, and I started building up like resentment towards this guy because I was so tired of hearing about him and like all the shit he was causing her. This was my breaking point. When she'd been talking about this guy for 10,000 years straight, I was having one issue with one guy, and I just wanted to vent to her about it. I talk about it, and her response after I've literally given her like this kind of advice, like long advice talks, when I asked for her advice on my situation, she just goes, yeah, I don't know why you're feeling like that. Anyways, blah, 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 and starts talking about her guy again. And that was the moment where I was like, I can't do this. And then we got into a pickle, and now we're not friends. And I'm okay with that. It's so important to be careful of who you give your energy to. And if you have good energy and you're very positive in your life and you're very grateful for all the things in your life, it's so scary and terrible to have someone in your life that's super negative, and that's not gonna be good on you, because I feel like when you're positive, if someone's really negative around you, it makes you slightly negative too. And you really are who you surround yourself with to an extent. I think you need to start setting boundaries in your friendship. If you still care about this person enough on a friend level, you need to start setting boundaries like, I can't only be your therapist. Like I need to feel like we're friends, and I just kind of feel like I'm carrying a lot of the weight of the shit that you go through, and it's starting to have an effect on me. Again, communication. There's gonna be another theme in Sahar's advice, communication. And I struggle with communication too, but we're gonna learn how to communicate together. The best thing you can do is either communicate to them that you can't be their friend because of all these things, you feel like you've grown apart, la da da, or if you still want to be their friend, you need to kind of tell them where you're standing and that you cannot be friends with someone who's kind of making your life more negative, because you don't want to be like that. And if they can't handle it, time to leave. Advice on how to get out of a situationship. We act like we're together, but we still haven't fully committed. What did I tell you guys at the beginning of this video? If he likes you, you'll know. If he doesn't, you'll be confused. From what I've learned in general from guys, for the most part, within like a month, they know what they want with you. If they see you as something that's like full potential and they want to date you, they know very early on. And for example, the guy that I'm with right now, we kind of started dating like really fast. And a lot of people are like, that's too fast. But in his eyes, it was just kind of like, I knew I wanted you, so why would I wait? And this is like the first guy that's ever been like that with me, okay? Like with other guys, they never wanted to leave the situationship level. And then I ended up like finding out like they were talking like 7,000 other girls. It's that there's always a reason why they don't want to leave the situationship state. But then there's other situations where like other friends I have, they're the ones kind of making the call, being like, you're not financially stable yet. And I want you to be financially stable before we start dating, because I want us to be able to live like a proper relationship life. Again, communicate. I feel like communication is your only option here. In my eyes, I'm like, if I want someone, why would I want to give them the opportunity to not be with me? I only see situationships in places where guys want to keep their options open because they don't know if you're necessarily the one. And it's okay if you're not the one, but don't let people waste your fucking time. These boys ain't shit. Okay, that's another theme in Sahars Advice. Boys ain't shit. Don't you let it touch your soul. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, this comes from Sophia. I often don't feel pretty enough to hang out with my friends. Like all of them are gorgeous and look like supermodels, and I feel like I'm not on their level. No matter what I do, I still feel ugly. Sometimes they say degrading things too, that I look like a boy, or comments about my clothes. Should I get new friends, or is it just my confidence levels, or both? Number one, get rid of those friends. Throw them in the garbage. Like, your friends' jobs is to make you feel good about yourself. My real friends, they've never once made me feel bad about myself, ever. And I have some friends that are so stunning, but they've never ever once made me feel bad about myself. They've only ever made me feel good. My friends are just constantly hyping me up, and I'm constantly hyping my friends up. And that's how your friends are supposed to be. Your friends are supposed to make you feel good. Okay, with friends like that, who needs enemies? Honestly, you're probably just as pretty as them, if not prettier. And they make you feel like you're the ugly one, okay? If you have friends that hype you up, no matter how gorgeous you are, you don't feel like shit next to them, because you just all feel so good together. And those friends sound terrible, and I hate them for you, and I hope you find better friends, and I hope they all rot. What's the matter with them? Your friends are supposed to make you feel good, okay? If your friends don't make you feel good, you're gonna learn the hard way that those are not your friends. Okay, so this one comes from Elena. So I'm 16, and I've been talking to this guy recently, and we talked previously, but we never actually dated. He ghosted me previously, but how do I tell if he's someone who will do it again? I'm an extremely loyal person, and I do not want to catch feelings for someone who might potentially pull away at the first sight of a problem. So more details: when we first started talking, we would text all the time. He hung out with me around all of his friends and at school, and we made each other laugh all the time. He then ghosted me and refused to talk to me, giving me no explanation why. Then a year later, he starts hanging around me again and texting me. He never dated anyone else in between the times we were talking, and I cannot think of a reason why he would have ghosted me. Why would he have stopped talking to me, and how can I tell if he will do it again? Men are weird. Never forget that. These men ain't shit. There's so many reasons that guys will just ghost you on like first sight. One, they're talking to somebody else, and I know you think that he wasn't. Y'all didn't talk for a year. You think he didn't talk to anybody? Be so for real, Elena. I'm saying this out of love. He probably was talking to other people in between. They're not ready for commitment, and they self-sabotage. A lot of guys do that. I've actually even done that in the past, like where I started catching feelings. I was like, no, I can't do this, and then I like cut a guy off. I'm not doing that anymore, so that's what matters. It could have been a combination of those things, like just talking to other people, having their own commitment issues that they're dealing with, and he's 16. Listen to Betty, Augustine, Cardigan, okay? I'm only 17. I don't know anything, but I know I missed you. He probably just misses you. He misses the attention you gave him. You're probably very pretty, and he liked that a pretty girl liked him. But I'm gonna be honest, I would not recommend it. No explanation, and you still don't have an explanation. He's gonna do it again. My guess is he was talking to someone else in between. Like, I feel like he was talking to multiple people, then ghosted you in that mix, because maybe he was getting more serious with somebody else, They're not just gonna suddenly be like, oh, I ghosted you, and now, you know, I never gonna ghost you again because I missed you. He ghosted you with no reason once. You think he won't do it again? This one comes from Jayla. I love you, by the way. You're amazing. I have trouble adjusting to adulthood. I'm very confused on who I am, and I'm often afraid that I will just be a royal screw up in life. Can you talk about that? Because I know I'm probably not your only follower struggling with this. Yes, and I struggle with this myself all the time, okay? Let me tell you a little story. So when I was in grade 12, I had like a little mental breakdown because I remember just being like, I have to choose a degree to study for the next 4 years and spend thousands and thousands of dollars on it and then do that for the rest of my life? What if I change my mind? What do I do then? Will my degree go to garbage? What will I do? I'll waste all this money, waste all this time, blah, blah, blah. Panicked, right? And then life just ended up working itself out, and look at what I'm doing now. Life has a way of just working itself out always, okay? Life isn't meant to be black and white. It's a roller coaster of happy, sad, medium, okay, happy again, sad again, medium, happy, a little less happy, happy again. It's just this whole ride of like ups and downs all the time. And there's no chance of being a royal screw up. I think as long as you are always trying, as long as you always try to better yourself in every way, better yourself as a person, better your career, better your relationships, better everything in your life, you cannot be a royal screw up. Let's say you take 10 steps forward and then you mess up and you're 3 steps back. You're still 7 steps forward from where you started. And you're okay. You're not gonna be a screw up. Just keep trying, do your best, and you'll be good. And I can promise you that, okay? Because I was failing accounting, and then I had this really fun thing called TikTok blow up. And now my career at the moment is just posting videos online. So even if I screwed up in one way, I'm still succeeding in another way. This one comes from Didia. I'm so insecure of my face and body and personality for 0 reason. And it always feels like people don't find me cool, or I'm not cool enough, or they just don't like me. Like, how do I become likable? The best way to become likable is just be 100% yourself, okay? Listen to that again. Be 100% yourself and you will be likable. And it's so crazy because we're taught growing up that you need to be like this so people like you. You need to be like this so people like you. You can't do this or people won't like you. If you like this, people won't like you. But the best way to be likable is just be you. Just like what you like, be the way that you are, speak that you want to speak, wear what you want to wear, and it will attract the right people. Not everybody's gonna like you, and that's the truth of the matter. No matter what you do in life, not everybody's going to like you, and that's okay. You could be the juiciest peach in the world, and there's still gonna be someone who doesn't like peaches. Likability has nothing to do with other people and everything to do with yourself. When you are 100% yourself, you will like yourself because you have no resentment towards yourself for not being yourself, and then when you like yourself, it makes you more likable to other people because other people will like that you like yourself. Love you for who you are. Find your style. Find a makeup look that you like. Do your hair how you like. And like every part of your personality the way it is. And it will make people like you. When you are authentically yourself, I swear like this light glows out of you. It's like, oh, like it's just like this magnet that sucks everybody in. Just be yourself. And everybody will like you. That's it for the first Sahars Advice video. And I honestly had a lot of fun doing it. So I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you did, I will continue to do it. And we can make this like a fun little thing. And I like connecting with you guys like this. And yeah, that's it for the advice column tonight. All right. I love you guys. Let me know what you want to see. Bye.